qualifying postseason. We are live from the MPBL 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 Arena in San Juan City. Robbie Celis looking to lead a Nueva Ecija squad who is looking to regain the championship here today. The Rice Vanguards looking to reclaim their former glory against the defending champions, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. That's going to be our first game for the first day of our North Division semifinals later on at 9:30 p.m. rather. The San Juan Knights will be defending their home floor against the 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 𝗏𝗡𝗥𝗡. Magandang gabi mga kaliga to everybody watching on MPTV channel 98 on Signal, satellite channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Christian Luanzon. Coach Chris, a battle of two former champions. Obviously, Pampanga, the defending champions for this year. Pero itong Nueva Ecija, they have the experience, as Coach Don Dulay mentioned in our teaser. Ano ang magiging susi para sa kanila? It's gonna be height versus speed dito sa laro na to.
Well, good evening sa lahat ng mga manonood natin. And, the key for each team for Pampanga, it's taking advantage of that height, making sure they win the boards. Because, frankly speaking, if Nueva Ecija doesn't clean that up, I don't see them winning this series. I think rebounding, as the saying goes, no rebounds, no rings by the great Pat Riley. And against a giant Pampanga team, and they're going to have to do a good job not only boxing out, but really limiting offensive rebounds and attacking on the other end, because that's where I see Nueva Ecija has the advantage. Their speed on the other end, especially the skill set that their guards have.
Well, the Nueva Ecija, they're going to have their hands full, especially their front line, as Coach Christian mentioned, against a very loaded front court that Pampanga has, of course, led by the reigning MVP, Justin Balti Baltazar. Hindi lang kami ni Coach Christian ang maghahatid ng aksyon sa inyo sa araw na ito. We also have the third member of our broadcast panel, Ms. Mika 𝗓𝗡𝗓 at courtside. Mika, good evening to you.
Good evening. As everybody is expecting to see the versatility of our MVP and Balti Baltazar, the time spent of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards in the MPBL could be of big help to the former champs. And speaking of champs, they just strive to be better every day. For this series, inayos daw nila yung kanilang wing kasi naniniwala sila na ito daw ang makakatulong sa kanila dahil napakalaki ng problema nila sa front line. But you know what? I had an interesting conversation with Coach Don. Sabi niya sa akin, Mika, obviously this is not about the X and O's anymore. I have been in the MPBL for so long, a champion coach, and I have had really great matchups, but this is the matchup that I have been waiting for. Javi and Coach Chris.
Well, talagang inaabangan ng lahat ng tao yan. This is gonna be a matchup between the number 2 seed and the number 3 seed in the North. Kaya naman tingnan na natin ang ating updated playoff bracket as we enter the second round of our playoff phase.
Well, you see the difference in North and South Division. Difference of yung first 4 matchups sa North, all of the teams that are playing tonight swept yung kanilang mga respective koponan. San Juan, Caloocan later. We're here in San Juan obviously, and then Pampanga, Nueva Ecija ngayon. Sa kabila naman, obviously, Parañaque, the lower seed, winning against Zamboanga in their home turf. Same as South Cotabato winning in Binyan. What a series all of these that you see in your screens will be.
That's right. Pero alam mo naman yung pagtakas rin ng Pampanga dito sa Abra in the first round. That was by a hair, that last game of theirs. Paul Desiderio just missed that game-winning shot. Let's talk about now the last meeting between Nueva Ecija in Pampanga during the elimination round that happened a few months ago. That was a win that happened to have Pampanga extend their winning run to 14 straight games. But that was a game that went up and down. Nueva Ecija did a good job of getting into the game back into the second quarter after Pampanga started the game off strong. But in the end, the Giant Lanterns just winning that game by 6 points, 91-85. That was last June 29 in Nueva Ecija's home floor.
Almost 4 months, no? Obviously, we're in the end of October. This was a wonderful game. One of the best games of the year. Well, jam-packed crowd, as expected. They're not even their home floor. It's jam-packed here in San Juan. You look at the numbers right here. This game, Nueva Ecija was down early. Down double digits, and then they make a comeback in the second quarter. And then Pampanga, I thought Serrano, Alcoriza, and Kurt Rayson, a big part of this win. They had 42 of the 51 bench points. Now, why do I mention that, Javi? Because those three struggled in the last series, averaging 4 points yung tatlong yon. So that's 12 of the 42 comparing to their last matchup. The rebounding you saw, Pampanga dominated the rebounds. They won that game. one thing also to note, having in that game, they still had Allen Liwag, who's now obviously not playing because of the NCAA. Wala na siya. Pero itong Nueva Ecija, I think, is looking to take advantage of Robbie Celis, whoever matches him up sa kabila para sa Pampanga.
Titingnan natin sino ang babantay dito kay Robbie Celis sa laro na to. Tingnan natin ang ating team comparison ngayon. Obviously for Pampanga, Coach, you mentioned those three players. It's not really just about Balti Baltazar for Pampanga.
Totoo yan, no? Kasi si Balti, he's automatic. He's gonna give you the numbers. He's gonna give you the rebounds and all of that. Pero tingnan nyo, yung comparison, again, nakikita nyo lahat sa screens, first and third sa scoring, points allowed, first and 7, pero yung disparity nasa rebounds, 55-44. Nueva Ecija, against, in their last series against Pasay, they did a good job in Game 1 winning that department. In Game 2, natalo sila. Pero tingnan natin, kalaban ng Pampanga, if they could make that stat close, I'm not a big numbers guy, but rebounding is such a key every game because it allows you to generate possessions, and the more possessions you have, the more chances to score you will have also.
So for Pampanga, it's all about cleaning up the boards. For Nueva Ecija, it's all about limiting those possessions for the Giant Lanterns and also cleaning up the boards on their own to create more possessions para sa kanila. Let's get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. The first game of the series between Pampanga and Nueva Ecija. Let's go to Miguel Perez.
It begins here at the 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 Oil Center in San Juan City. Welcome to Game 1 of the best of 3 semifinal series in the North Division between Pampanga and Nueva Ecija on the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6 Playoffs, presented by Extreme and MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng pamamayang Pilipino. Let's meet our starters. First, for the MPBL reigning and defending champions, Pampanga Giant Lanterns, AMC3 Construction. Starting at 2 guard, number 74, Jeff Viernes. 1 guard, number 11, MJ Garcia. Power forward, number 8, Jmo Aguilos. Small forward, number 2, the Royal Bazooka, Archie Concepcion. And starting at center, number 19, Justin Balti Baltazar. Pampanga Giant Lanterns is led by Patrick Dimatulak. Team consultants, Alan Trinidad and Mervin Mercado. Assistant team managers are Ronald Dulod and Raymond Guevara. Team manager and team owner is Aurelio A.G. Gonzalez III. Now, the starting 5 for the MPBL Season 4 champions, Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Starting at guard number 24, JC Cuellar. Also at guard number 33, Ed Dakiwag. Small forward number 26, Ilonggo Superman, Billy Ray Robles. The other forward, number 8, Robbie Celis. And coming in at center, number 14, Will Macaloni. The head coach for the Rice Vanguards is Don Dulay. Assistant coaches, Rob Wainwright, Matt Macalintal, Arnold Oliveros, Rick Sison, Derek Evangelista, and Jonathan Oiloan. Team consultant is Von Monta. Assistant team manager is Jenny Nakise.
Our primary protagonists for this game are starting 5, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. For Nueva Ecija, it's going to be JC Cuellar, Ed Dakiwag, Will Macaloni, Billy Robles, and Robbie Celis. Starting for Coach Don Dulay. On the other hand, for the defending champions, Coach Patrick Dimatulak is going with MJ Garcia, Jeff Viernes, Jmo Aguilos, Archie Concepcion, and of course, the man in the middle, the reigning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, Justin Balti Baltazar. We welcome you to Game 1 of this series between Pampanga and Nueva Ecija, the defending champions versus the Season 4 champions. Javi Palanya on the call, joined by Coach Christian Luanzon. Ms. Mika Abisamis is at courtside. This is going to be a very interesting matchup, a matchup everybody has been awaiting. Coach Don Dulay already mentioned this is the matchup that he has been waiting for since the start.
Well, at one point, you're going to have to meet, the defending champs, and why not in the semifinal round here in their division. Both teams really starting with their starting five, same as the last game, their last games when they eliminated, Pasay and Abra, as MJ Garcia opens up with a basket with a nice driving layup using his left.
Talk about this guy, Coach MJ Garcia, the improvement that he's had throughout the years, becoming the starting point guard of this Pampanga squad as Archie Concepcion short on the three. He averaged 11 points in that series against the Abra Weavers.
He was steady and almost played 30 minutes in that series against Abra. If there was one, unsung hero in that series, it was MJ Garcia for Pampanga. Billy Ray Robes, that's always a good sign every time he hits his first shot from the outside. And he has the first points para sa Nueva Ecija.
Along the Superman connecting from downtown. MJ Garcia now. Baltazar being guarded by Celis. He's going to take it to the hand in his face. He left that short. Viernes gets the long rebound. �値𝗓 is right in front of him with the switch. Celis is now on Viernes. Errant pass. That's going to go outside. �値𝗓, good box out there on Balti, preventing him from saving that basketball.
Well, you see the game plan early, matchup-wise defensively for Nueva Ecija. You would think Celis would get Egilos. He gets Baltazar. This was a nice pass from strong side to weak side, top to corner. �値𝗓 to Robles. Turnover once again, though, para sa Nueva.
Viernes pushes ahead to Concepcion. The spin met by two defenders. �値𝗓 almost got it. Viernes recovers para dito sa Pampanga. Wala pang 2 minuto nakakalipas dito sa ating unang yugto. Egilos faces up against Macaloni. Decides to back him down. Couldn't push him off. Egilos settles for the jumper. Elbow J, no good. That's a loose ball foul on Robbie Celis.
Right, and I was about to say, it's not only a matchup problem on the post for Robbie Celis, but off the ball. Off the ball, he face guarded Baltazar to prevent him from getting that rebound para makuha yung bola. And yet Robbie Celis was called for a foul.
You just got a glimpse of Coach Don Dulay, former champion with the Davao Occidental Tigers a few seasons ago. Baltazar goes for the reverse. Wala yan. He's 0 out of 2 to begin this game. Talking about the reigning MVP.
And after Robbie Celis picks up his first foul, as Celis gets a drop-off from �値𝗓, you see the switch on the other end. Ang kumuha na doon si Macaloni, forcing the miss kay Baltazar because you don't want Robbie Celis to sit the whole first half, picking up that second. He's on the free throw line right now.
You talked about it in the pregame, Coach. Siya magiging susi dito para sa Nueva Ecija, especially offensively.
Well, that's because he struggled in their last meeting noong June 29. No, one thing that we didn't mention, aside from, on Pampanga side, the positive side of Alcoriza, Isaac Serrano, on the negative side for Nueva Ecija, Robbie Celis only had 8 points, struggled of shooting the basketball, was about 2 of 10 in that game. They're gonna need him to score at least 20 points in my eyes because he's their best scorer. He's also their best facilitator.
Makes those 2 free throws, makes it 5-2 in favor of the Rice Vanguards. That's a bad shot by Chef Viernes, well defended by the Rice Vanguards. Pushing here are Nueva Ecija. Macaloni had to adjust, couldn't get the bounce. Offensive rebound by Will, who was fouled on that second shot.
And guess who made that possible? That pass from Robbie Celis from the half court. Saw his buddy, etong si Macaloni, rim running. Didn't get it dun sa unang pagkakataon, pero dun sa pangalawa, naninigurado siya. At least makakabingwit siya na foul. Siya naman ang nasa free throw ngayon.
Will Macaloni, the leading scorer for Nueva Ecija in this season. 12.8 points per game, almost 7 rebounds. 71.5% from the free throw line. Misses on his first. Macaloni only averaged 10 points in that series against the Pasay Voyagers. He splits his free throws 6-2 in favor of Nueva Ecija. 𝗚𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 on MJ Garcia. Garcia very aggressive here in the first quarter. That's now 4 points para kay MJ.
MJ Garcia loving that matchup against Ed 𝗚𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛. It was a simple, one down play wherein everybody was down. He was the only guy on top. ISO on top, leaves him behind. Another layup to his left. Robles misses from the top.
Concepcion now on the left side here para sa Pampanga. Baltazar sets the screen. Archie bounces a pass to Balti. Baltazar inside to Egilos. He's doubled there. McAloney and Celis on him. Oh, that's going to be a big call. That's going to be the second on Robbie Celis.
That's big. And that's something that we mentioned earlier. This time, he's on Egilos. Look at this one. Alone on top. No help right there because they're so afraid for the drop pass or maybe the offensive rebound. MJ Garcia, it's just beautiful to see how he has developed through the years. Sila ni Archie Concepcion, 2 of 3 players kasama si Binuya, part ng original team when this team started 2019.
And here he is once again, coach, pulling up near the free throw line plus the foul. He gets the basket. MJ Garcia, he is making minced meat of the defense here of Ed 𝗚𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛.
You see, taking advantage once again. This time, he's sending 𝗚𝗚𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛, sending him to his weaker hand. Pero walang problema para kay MJ Garcia. Alam mo, pinakagusto ko dito. So far, ito, kay MJ Garcia, obviously has the championship experience. His demeanor, not too high, not too low, not emotional, not pumping his chest. Ang ganda ng focus niya.
But he misses on the bonus. But he ties the game here at 6 apiece. Robles gets the handoff from JB Bayo, who just entered the game for Robbie Celis. Robbie Celis already with 2 fouls. That's a big development for the Rice Vanguards. Let's see how long they can keep him on that bench. Kenneth Mocon is also in the game for Coach Don Dulay off the bench. Mocon will try off for his first shot. That's no good. Egilos taps it to Baltazar. �𝗢𝗢𝗥𝗓𝗛 playing passing lanes well. �𝗢𝗢𝗥𝗓𝗛 will attack the defense. Robles is there for the offensive rebound. He kicks it out. �𝗢𝗢𝗥𝗓𝗛 will recycle the offense here for Nueva Ecija. Blue shirts have 7 on their shot clock. High ball screen from Will McAloney. Will on the roll. McAloney gets some contact there. Was there a foul called? I can barely hear anything inside this arena, coach.
Parang walang pito. Only 1 second remaining. That's a poor decision though by McAloney. I know he's trying to fish for a foul. Look at Baltazar. He's guarding Robles from the outside. That means Robles is open to his left. Good thing they will retain possession. Let's see kung makatira pa rito. Lob pass. Wala.
Well defended there.
Flores.
By Lervin Flores. Concepcion initiates the contact. No offensive foul call. JB Bayo thought there should have been, but Archie Concepcion gets credited for those 2 points. Pampanga now in the lead, 8-6.
Well, nabanggit natin kung si MJ Garcia has been a steady force para sa Pampanga, especially in the last series. It almost feels like every time Concepcion plays well for them, average about 14.5 points in the last series. He's really the X factor sa kupunan na to behind Baltazar.
Pampanga has been forcing a lot of turnovers here in the first quarter after being down early.
Yeah, that's a foul against McAloney. Clearly pushed off. We mentioned this, no? Bago mag-start yung larong ito, we showed the numbers. And yun yung nagmamagnify ngayon para sa Nueva Ecija. It's only 8-6, but the rebounding department. Ito, yung atake ni Baltazar, yung mintis niya, and then yung tulak galing sa likod, galing kay McAloney.
Nueva Ecija now with 14 fouls here with still 5 minutes and 21 to go in the first quarter. John Wilson and MJ Ayay have now checked into the game for the Rice Vanguards. No free throws will be awarded to Balti. It's just going to be a baseline throw-in for the Giant Lanterns here. The lob to Encho Serrano. That was the play that Nueva Ecija was trying to run the previous possession.
Right.
Pampanga, on the other hand, making it successful on their end of the floor.
The only difference, Nueva Ecija, tinakbo yun para sa big man. Ito, para sa guardia. Pero si Encho Serrano, that's a good sign para sa mga Kapampangan because if you remember, he was nursing an injury. Part of the reason why nag-struggle siya dun sa series kalaban ng Abra. Gets his first basket on an alley-oop. Palpal? Yeah. Palpal o agaw. Turnover ang Nueva Ecija.
Serrano hands it off to Concepcion. By the way, Enzo Serrano only averaged 4 points per game in that series against the Abra Weavers. Sabi mga coach, because of that injury that he was nursing. Concepcion, the spin, the jumper, no. Ayaay with the board. Macaloni on the left side now to John Wilson. Enzo Serrano heavily guarding the former league MVP. There's going to be a foul against Enzo Serrano. Will Macaloni trying to argue that there should have been another push. This is the play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. These two have been playing so long together, coach.
Right, and that's just poor defense. Obviously, not only on-ball defender, no, yung tao ni Serrano, which was John Wilson, but also Macaloni didn't even had his hands up defending the inbounder na si Baltasar. As Mocon hits a three off a nice out-of-bounds side play. Laking bagay nun for a struggling Nueva Ecija early on dito sa first quarter. It's only 10-9 though.
Garcia continuing to be aggressive, trying to drive inside the lane, but doesn't get a basket and turns it over. It's going to be Nueva Ecija basketball. Here you see Governor Dennis Delta Pineda. Check out this last play. Kenneth Mocon launching from the left wing and knocking it down.
Well, the score is really deceiving. Only 10-9, but Nueva Ecija 2 of 8 after that shot. Pampanga 5 of 12 for 40%.
That's 40% against just 14%.
14, yeah.
Baseline throw in here for the Rice Vanguards. Wilson coming off the screen, receiving the basketball. Wilson short stab is good.
That's going to be his advantage against a smaller Enzo Serrano. Serrano giving up about 2 to 3 inches against the former MVP, John Wilson.
Wilson was only one of 3 guys who averaged double figures in that series against the Pasay Voyagers. Serrano puts off a one-hander and knocks it down. 4 points in the game for the former LaSalle Green Archer. 12-11. Bahio hands it off to Ayay. Collado now in the game for the first time for Nueva Ecija. He sets the screen for Mocon, pulls back Collado. He can hit that straightaway 3. Wala. Baltazar, another rebound.
Now credit that stop to Enzo Serrano. They wanted to give the ball to John Wilson off a wing guard pin down. Enzo Serrano top blocking John Wilson, preventing him from coming up. They get the stop eventually.
Oh my goodness! Putback slam from the reigning MVP.
Somebody raised the roof. And Justin Baltasar just did with that putback slam.
Tumayo yung mga balahibo ko sa katawan, coach.
Kakaiba yun.
Right now it's Nueva Ecija with the basketball. Bahio short on the jumper near the elbow. Ayay gets the offensive rebound pero supalpal siya doon ni Balti. Bahio will try to go for another one. Unfazed by the defense, but still a miss for JB Bahio.
That's the second block of Balti in this game early on without even jumping.
Alcoriza is now in the game for Coach Benedict Di Matulak and Pampanga. Serrano hooks a pass. Balti could have been another basket. Collado clears it for Nueva Ecija. 14-11. We now approach the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Mocon, fall-away jumper.
Yeah. He had Ayay open to his right. I thought he did a good job of getting in the teeth of the defense, drawing to defenders. If he kicked it out, they would have had a decent look from the 3 to Ayay. That's a foul, no. Instead, Baltasar using his height and strength against a smaller yet heftier Collado.
The Pampanga crowd inside this Philoil Eco Oil Center is pumped up. And I'm sure what we're going to see right now was that spectacular putback slam, our MPBL party list dunk of the game. Brought to you by the MPBL party list, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino.
Now the matchups is not only on ball but really off ball, and that's when players, sad to say, tend to ball watch. Every time the ball is up in the air, you see the miss by Levin Flores. Baltasar not ball watching that time but following the miss ng kanyang kapwang Kapampangan. Timeout tayo, lamang ang Pampanga ng 5.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
During the regular season.
Yan ang diferensya between good players and the great ones, because the great ones will always try to strive more. You look at the numbers right there. Those are big-time numbers nung eliminations. Pero pinalaki mo pa, ng husto nung playoffs. Dahil yun ang mas importante. Yung mga moments dito sa playoffs, yung mga games dito sa playoffs. And Justin Baltazar is just big time.
And JB continues to struggle in this quarter para dito sa Nueva Ecija. That's another miss para sa kanya. Pampanga looking to extend this 5-point advantage. Into Serrano through the contact, short on the layup. Costello in the game. The pitch ahead to JB Bajío. That was bothered there by Ronan Santos. Coach Fedic de Matulak saying it should be Pampanga basketball, but our officials saying otherwise. Our referees for this ball game, by the way, Crew Chief Ray Gabriel. Umpire 1 is Alvin Susonco. Umpire 2 is Paul Abobo. And the fourth one is Jackson Mabandos.
Well, after that rim run by Robbie Celis and Macaloni early in the first quarter, Pampanga has done a better job transition-wise defending. Even after the miss, tumatakbo na sila pababa. Hindi nila inaalaw itong Nueva Ecija makakuha ng score or even galing sa mga kick-outs. Natatapik nila yung bola or nasa set tuloy. Dito tulad ngayon ang inbound. Nasa ilalim, nasa baseline.
It doesn't look like Pampanga will challenge this call, so matutuloy ang baseline inbound dito para sa Nueva Ecija. Wilson will not hesitate. This, after all, is familiar grounds for John Wilson. Being a former San Juan Knight, this was his former home floor. MJ Ayaay from downtown, wala. Nag-agawan sa rebound doon ang tatlong Pampanga players na si Alcoriza Binuya at Lervin Flores.
At yan ang kailangan gawin ng Nueva Ecija. Yung huling nakita natin, Javi, yung pag-drive and kick. Because I think one of the weaknesses nitong Pampanga is they tend to overhelp. And they're gonna have more opportunities if they have that intention to look for their teammates from the outside. They just gotta hit them. Tulad nito, magbuhos, nag-miss sa open shot.
And in the battle for the loose ball, Raymond Binuya figuring in a contest there with former Pasig City standout Ryan Costello. That's gonna go against Raymond Binuya.
Nabanggit natin, rebounding a key para sa Nueva Ecija if they want to give themselves a chance to win. I think three-point shooting is gonna be a key also against a tall, athletic team ng Pampanga. Like I said, that tends to overhelp at times. It's gonna open up shots for you or even layups tulad nito. Miscommunication on the back pick between nung dalawang bagong pasok na si Binuya at si Alcoriza. Sinasabihan ni Alcoriza si Binuya, switch na tayo ron.
Jay Collado making that pass happen para kay MJ Aya. Collado, one of the more underrated big men passers here
Short.
in the league. Serrano misses from the outside. Flores gathers the long board. And that's going to do it for our first quarter of play. That was just the first 10 minutes of Game 1 between Pampanga and Nueva Ecija. Pero di tayo nagkulang sa aksyon. In fact, sobra-sobra pa nga.
It was sort of a weird quarter because tulad dito sa mga highlights, marami ka makikita rito sa Pampanga. It feels like Pampanga was up by 10 or 12 points, but this is only 16-13. MJ Garcia, what a strong start for him no first quarter. I thought there was a big shot here by Mocon, para sa icebreaker nila as they were struggling of putting the basketball inside the hoop and the big-time slam, putback slam obviously by the MVP back-to-back na si Justin Baltazar. Sinasabi ko na.
Sinasabi mo na, Coach. It's gonna be 16-13 after the end of the first quarter. Second quarter of action. Pagbalik namin.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas Bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Abesamis at courtside. Go ahead, Meeks.
I had an interesting conversation with Archie Concepcion and John Wilson. Para kay Archie, he continues to be grateful for all the experiences, one of which is playing against his high school idol. And John Wilson, sabi niya, he is born to score. Para naman kay John, he continues his conditioning every day. Sabi ko, do you feel like lumipas ka na sa prime mo? He said, nope, still always ready. At 36 though, as we all know, defense is his main struggle. So he started in the Pasay series, prepared well, thinking that if they made it, he would face Archie. And so I asked, ano ba tingin mo kay Archie? Sagot niya, I can see my San Juan self in him. Have you, Coach Chris?
Interesting report there, Mika. Well, you know, it's really a mirroring of past and present para dito sa dalawang player, John Wilson and Archie Concepcion. Baltazar missing from the outside right there.
Our colleague though, Madam Mika Abesamis, forgetting the golden rule really. Nagbanggit ng edad. Alam naman niya dapat hindi.
Pero sabi niya, Coach, at 36 years old,
Oo nga.
John Wilson still in his prime. He doesn't think that he's declining. Collado, straight away three. That is money in the bank para kay Jay Collado. He ties the game at 16.
Well, we talked about John Wilson, of the importance of him stepping up offensively. Collado, capable of doing that also. He can shoot the ball from the outside. More than that, stretch the defense tulad ng tao niya, no, na si Egilos.
Collado didn't even play in that series.
He did not.
Against the Pasay Voyagers. So this is going to be a good sign para sa Nueva Ecija that he's being able to contribute despite sending out that series against the Voyagers. This is our three-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Raymond Binuya taking 2 free throws here at the charity stripe.
At yan yung nabanggit natin kanina, no? You saw on the replay, Javi, it was not even helping. But really, their bigs tend to park inside the paint. And, you know, as a big man, that's usually a normal tendency because you want to defend the paint as a big guy. But anytime you're defending stretch fours tulad ni Collado, it's going to be important for Nueva Ecija not only to take those shots, but to knock them down.
Binuya couldn't hit on the second free throw. Enzo Serrano denying access to MJ Ayaay and making him know that this is my house.
Eh, alam mo naman, papuntang Pampanga, hindi ka pwede pumasok dyan. Ang dami mong dadaan ng toll gate. Pinapakita lang nitong si Serrano na kahit nasa San Juan tayo, dadaan ko muna sa toll gate ko.
Coach Don Dulay will burn one of his timeouts here with 8 minutes and 47 still to go here in the first half. This timeout brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Check out our fan of the game brought to you by Jinky Skin. Dalawa sa mga nagagandahang dilag natin dito sa loob ng Philoil Eco Oil Center here in San Juan City, the home of your Knights who will be defending their home floor later on as they begin their series against the Caloocan Batang Cancolo. Pero sa ngayon, natutunghayan natin ang serye between the Pampanga Giant Lanterns and the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Wilson receives the inbound, sees the baseline momentarily open, but Baltazar and Wilson and Balti both there to bother that shot by John Wilson. Balti almost got that three down. That was halfway through.
It was, but if you're Nueva Ecija, that's one thing you don't mind, even if he makes it, because that means that the biggest guy on the floor is not inside the paint.
Costello kicks it out. Magbuhos missed the 3 from there earlier. The same thing happening now. He's 0 out of 2 from the outside. Tap outside in favor of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Vince Magbuhos, that's his second time with a good look already. 0 for 2 from downtown. And they're gonna need his outside shooting. He's a threat from the outside para pagbayaran yung depensa nitong Pampanga.
And you just saw Sir Bong Cuevas and his wife in attendance here. Of course, the team owners of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Wilson brings it up the floor for the blue shirts. Magbuhos, another good look, and he still misses. The pitch ahead, Ayaay was there. It's going to stay with Pampanga.
They might challenge this.
Archie Concepcion for Vincent Baltazar.
3 guys coming off the bench here for Coach Benedict 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 and Governor Dennis Delta Pineda, Kurt Rayson, MJ Garcia, and Archie Concepcion, the starting 3 guards for the Giant Lanterns, back in the game here at the 7-minute and 42 mark of the second quarter. Billy Robles as well has checked in para naman sa Nueva Ecija.
And that's a poor decision by Kurt Rayson. Kakapasok lamang, no? Hindi pa na-inbound yung bola. Dumidikit na parang linta itong si Costello kay Kurt Rayson. Kaya nung kumilos na siya, medyo nagparamdam lang siya ng konti. Nakita siya ng ating opisyal. Ayun, turnover itong Pampanga.
Nueva Ecija has a chance to take back the lead on this possession. Rayson doing the same thing on Ryan Costello, staying on him like a leech. Wilson knocks down that pull-up jumper.
Now, very important for the handler tulad ni John Wilson. Antayin yung ball screen. Ang ganda ng reject niya doon and yung pull-up jumper. 3-on-2.
Macaloni able to get the basket plus the foul.
Excuse me, that was a 3-on-1, and what a beautiful sequence for Nueva Ecija. John Wilson hitting a jumper and then getting the steal and making a nice bounce to his buddy, his big guy, Will Macaloni. May kasama pang foul.
This is our fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. A win to the max. We'll take a short break. 20-17 ang ating score. 7 minutes and 10.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Our game's on Monday. That's going to be at the Quezon Convention Center. Of course, we have the South Cotabato Warriors facing the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters as they start their own series. Tulad na rin ng Quezon Huskers going up against the Parañaque Patriots. That's going to be at 8 o'clock p.m. The first game, yung South Cotabato versus Batangas, will be at 6 o'clock p.m. Again, that's on a Monday, October 28. As we look at the VIP row here at the Philoil Eco Oil Center, our MPBL leadership, of course, led by our beloved Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes Macaloni, completes the three-point play. Scored 21-17 now in favor of Nueva Ecija. Garcia on the left side, he scored 6 points in the first quarter.
That's
Rayson
another offensive
committing
foul, yeah.
another foul on Ryan Costello.
And they're gonna take a look at it. Baka ma-upgrade pa to ng unsportsmanlike, and Kurt Rayson has to be better than that. Has championship experience not only here in the MPBL but also in the collegiate league. Pero ito, I don't think he did it intentionally.
But Coach, a lot
Pero
of the
mukhang
times,
incidental, but at the same time, it looks to me this is going to be upgraded.
a lot of the times, the intention doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
Our referees
It doesn't.
always judge the action.
It just makes it worse. Pag may intention, pwedeng pantapon, no? Flagrant 2. Pero tama ka ron. Pero, hindi maganda yung pagpasok nitong si Kurt Rayson, who early in the season would most of the time start for their team, came off the bench tonight, gets, 2 turnovers of 2 offensive fouls. kumbaga sa Tagalog, sa pesting depensa nitong si Costello.
Has been upgraded into unsportsmanlike foul.
There you go. Miguel Pere has just announced it. It is going to be an unsportsmanlike foul against 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. That's too quick when silaban sa kanya.
Minsan masarap din pala yung feeling na tama, no? Kasi pag sisidap kasama ko, parang feeling ko lagi akong mali.
Huwag ka mag-alala, coach.
By the way, nandito na yung partner natin, no?
Fresh from the land down under.
Kaya lang, parang mukhang walang paramdam eh. Wala akong nakikitang dalang paper bag o t-shirt, sombrero, wala.
Free throws now here by Ryan Costello.
Buti na lang, boss natin siya. Ayan.
There you go.
Ayan.
Our broadcast head, Mr. Sadaf Tupas, in the building. Fresh from Australia.
Yun ang talagang rason kung bakit natin siya binanggit, no? Kahit na hindi maganda yung mga sinabi natin. Magkaroon lang siya ng exposure.
22-17. Rice Vanguards leading by 5. Costello gets it from JB. Costello drives left, back to Bayo. Bayo, free throw line jumper. It's been him and Vince Magbuhos who have been getting good looks but have not been able to knock it down.
Yeah, excellent point, Javi. And that's because, you know, parang magnet itong depensa. Itong bigs ng Pampanga. Anytime papasok sa loob yung bola, sasama, dalawang big man. And halos lahat ng tira nitong Nueva Ecija, yun nga, open looks. It's just a matter of time. They're hoping for them to knock it down.
And yet they have the lead at this point.
Yeah, imagine kung pumasok pa yung mga tirang yun.
McAloney will settle for the jumper. That's no good. Baltazar with rebound number 9 already.
Right.
He is 1 rebound away from getting in double digits. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
unang bad shot na tinake ni Macaloni sa larong ito. Anytime you take a bad shot, it's almost equivalent to a turnover. Basket on the other end quickly. Kurt Rayson trying to redeem himself.
Billy Ray Robles, the longest Superman, getting into the lane. Good defense by the interior for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Kita mo naman yung atake ni Rayson dito in transition. Ginawang slalom. Ang ganda ng seal nitong si Aguilos para i-wipe out yung potential help na si Macaloni. Macaloni, nag-iingat na rin niya kasi isa na foul niyan Pero ito foul si Archie.
We haven't seen Robbie Celis back on the floor, who has 2 personal fouls. He
Hindi na
picked both of
ibabalik
them
yan.
in the first quarter.
Malaking sugal yan pag binalik itong si Robbie Celis because you don't want him picking up yung kanyang pangatlong foul dahil lalo na ngayon, lamang pa sila. Importante lang masustain nila ito in the last 5 and 40 and then fresh na itong si Robbie Celis sa second half.
Wilson gets the screen from Macaloni. He will launch from the outside and knock it down.
So let's see kung magkakaroon ng adjustment sa ball screen defense. Natapik ni Wilson, tap out, bola pa rin ng Pampanga. Umilalim yung depensa kay Wilson. Baka makita natin sa replay. Kaya yung tinirahan ni Wilson. Eto. A little empty corner. You see, umilalim si Archie. Space para sa former MVP. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
That was a foot on the line for John Wilson. Kaya naman, dalawa lang ang mga idadagdag sa score dito ng Nueva Ecija. It's back to a 5-point lead and there's a foul on the battle for that 50-50. That's going to go against the Rice Vanguards.
And they have fouls to spare as long as hindi yung taong fumaul, hindi mapunta sa foul trouble. No? Dahil pangalawang team foul pa lamang yon ng Nueva Ecija Vanguards.
Concepcion matched up against John Wilson right there, missing from the outside. 24-19.
Not a good shot.
Now approach the midpoint of the second quarter. Collado, corner pocket 3. Way off the mark. Rayson now pushing here for Pampanga. Rayson has Colliar in front of him. 2 familiar foes in college and here in the MPBL.
But what a basket-saving play by JC Colliar. Kurt Rayson looking to attack. Ang maganda rito, yung tapik niya hindi man lang nai-attempt. Kasi kahit mag-mintis yun, pababa yung dalawang big man. Baka offensive rebound na naman yun para sa Pampanga.
Archie, double cross. Loses it.
Tapik na
Robles
naman.
picks it up. A quick hands by Nueva Ecija, saving them from allowing baskets here for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Macaloni has Egilos in front of him, puts on the brakes, tries to kiss it off the glass. Wala yan.
Not a good shot once again by Nueva Ecija. Ngayon pa-atake na itong Pampanga. Same result. Nueva Ecija has to do a better job with their shot selection the last 3 sequences. And you know what? Sometimes nagkakamali rin ako. Pinasok si Robbie Celis kahit dalawa na yung kanyang foul.
This is our assist of the game. Hinatid sa inyo ng MPBL Party List ang kaligan ng mamamayang Pilipino.
And that's a poor job.
𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 getting the bruise and the deuce.
That's a poor job by 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 𝗗𝗜𝗓𝗜. Because if you're gonna give up the foul, gusto mong siguraduhin na walang 3-point play.
𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 completes the 3-point play. He's up to 9 points in this game and 11 rebounds, Coach Christian, plus 3 assists.
Right. Interesting lineup for both teams. Dalawang higante, malapad, malaki. Baltasar, Ramirez sa front court. Pero small lineup, yung 4-5 nitong Nueva Ecija. Celis at Collado, hindi natuwa si Coach Don Dulay sa dalawang bad shot ni Will Macaloni.
�𝗜𝗓𝗏 attracts the defense. Celis puts the ball on the deck. So does Kenneth Mocon. �𝗜𝗓𝗏 lets it fly. That one's short. No bounce sa kanya dun.
You see, Javi, Celis has to be better than that. Alam ko, kakapasok lang niya, no? As Rayson, another attack on the other end. But I thought Celis passed up an open shot right there. Too unselfish. Hindi maganda nangyari.
Talk about being better. Kurt Rayson, after those 2 fouls that he committed, has scored 4 points para sa Pampanga. �𝗜𝗓𝗏,
There you
another
go.
try. This time he makes it.
Well, 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 has to feel good of hitting that shot, especially after game 1 nung last series. Actually, both games 0 for 6 in the last series in Pasay. That's his first 3 in the playoffs. And a miss once again by Concepcion. Tatakbo, Robles layup, drop pass.
Celis gets it. The bruise and the deuce para kay Robbie Celis.
Impactful plays para sa top point guard, lead point guard nitong Nueva Ecija. A 3 on the other end, and pagbalik after a stop, forward pass that led to this fast break. Robbie Celis, naramdaman yung contact, concentration, 2+1 special coming up.
Billy Robles and Robbie Celis, these two guys very much familiar with each other, former teammates at Davao. But ito si Robbie Celis, he was not part of that champion Davao squad. That's why he is a man on a mission right now, wanting to give this Nueva Ecija franchise their second championship here in the MPBL. 29-24, Brandon Ramirez gets it to Balti on top. The switch, 𝗚𝗜𝗏𝗏 gets it. Ramirez muscling his way, couldn't power his way through, but look who does. Is it a surprise? Balti 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛, another tip in plus a basket.
I expect Nueva Ecija possibly in the next defensive possessions and change to switch to a zone. This is to protect Celis from foul trouble and to protect the paint. Celis with a jumper. You see how sagged off, how far away yung depensa. That time Baltasar nowhere to be found near Robbie Celis with an open 15-foot elbow jumper.
31-26. Garcia misses from the outside. There was a push there on 𝗚𝗜𝗏𝗏. No whistle blown. Baltasar trying to initiate contact there against
Right.
Jay 𝗚𝗜𝗏𝗏. But you know what? In this postseason,
Right.
things like that, di mapipituhan yan.
May kasabihan, ang tukso dapat layuan. Ito, si Baltasar yung huli, pero ito yung pasa kay Celis. Yung huling tira ni Baltasar, tinutokso siya ni 𝗚𝗜𝗏𝗏, itira. Ang problema, si Baltasar lumapit.
Ang problema naman dito para sa Pampanga, hinayaan nila si Robbie Celis to get his own miss and put those 2 points back in. 8 points for Robbie Celis, all in the second quarter.
Ang bigat ng sagot ni Robbie Celis after umupo ng matagal. After foul trouble. Foul yan! 4-point play! Pumito ba ang referee? Ang ganda ng bawi ni Kurt Rayson.
Kurt Rayson on redemption mode after those 2 quick fouls that he got. One of them an unsportsmanlike one, both on Ryan Costello But here he is knocking down 3 straight baskets. At 7 straight points para kay Kurt Raisin, a chance to make it 8 with this free throw.
Importante itong huling minuto na to bago matapos yung second quarter. Javi, posibleng balikan natin yung play na yan, yung 4-point play na yan. Mabigat yan para sa Pampanga.
Timeout muna tayo. 1 minute and 39 remaining here in the first half.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Robbie Celis and the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards currently lead by 4 against the defending champions, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, 33-29. But before the timeout, Kurt Raisin knocking down the first 3-pointer for the Giant Lanterns in this game. After 9 attempts, they're now 1 out of 10 from the great beyond. The Raisin here with a chance for a 4-point play.
There's no such thing as a perfect team, even though teams like Pampanga, San Juan, feels like every time they play, they're close to perfection. But if there's one thing, since itong Pampanga is not a perfect team, yung Achilles heel nila is really the 3-point shot. Oh, what a move by Robbie Celis. Obviously showing us in that moment na wala siyang Achilles heel sa galaw na yon. Ito, pure footwork ang ginawa niya. Show and go. Ala Rajan Rondo.
Robbie Celis, and he is pumped up. 10 points here in the second quarter after sitting out early in the first period, picking up those 2 early fouls, just could not complete the free throw. If there was an Achilles heel to Robbie Celis' game, it's his free throw shooting. Raisin being defended heavily here by JC �値𝗓. Celis showing a bit. Raisin forced to pass. Ronan Santos. That's a shot early with still 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Right, poor clock recognition.
�値𝗓, cross court. They go to the corner. Magbuos, can he hit one? Still could not.
But you see, a better job defensively of closing out. May sense of urgency na in that possession itong Pampanga.
Echo Serrano from left to right. That's 6 points in the game for the former Phoenix Fuel Master, 35-32.
After that quick 4-point start by Encho, nanahimik siya pero re-announces his entry with that basket.
Serrano shovels a pass. Ramirez finishes off the back.
Anytime you put the ball on the deck, it's either you're gonna have a layup, a drop pass, or a kick out. That time, Brandon Ramirez, recipient of a drop pass, better finish para matapos yun. What a run by Pampanga the last few moments.
Last shot time here for Nueva Ecija. Both teams in the penalty. Celis looks at the clock. Celis forces it up. Celis could not get it to go, but there's a foul.
Oo, may pito.
Coach Pedic de Matulac is livid.
He couldn't believe it, pati si Gov Delta. Hindi natin masyado narinig dito dahil medyo malayo nangyari sa atin pero malapit sa kanila.
They're definitely going to review this, our game officials, to see kung umabot ba yung
sa
pito
oras.
sa oras.
Oo. Hindi nila nire-review yung tawag dahil naipito na eh.
Take a look at
natin.
it again. Robles delivering that pass. Celis looks at the clock. It read at about 3 seconds. Trying to make a move
Pasok
there
na pasok.
on Ramirez.
Oo, yan na yung pito eh. Kasi nakataas na yung kamay ng referee dito sa kanang bahagi.
And you could see the reaction of Coach Pedic de Matulac. The frustration
parang gusto
mounting.
na manulak. Buti na lang, wala siyang katabi.
There you see Sir
yeah.
A.G. Gonzalez, team owner of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. We'd also like to greet a happy birthday, by the way, to Senior Deputy Speaker Congressman Gong Gonzalez.
Oh,
yes.
happy birthday po.
I'm not sure if he's in the venue right now, but I'm sure if he's not, he's definitely watching. Happy birthday sa inyo, sir.
I was about to say, parang mas nagagandang lalaki na ito si AG. Pero Kong, since birthday mo,
syempre
ikaw
naman.
pa rin.
The original pa rin. And Coach Don Dulay right there. Former champion with the Davao Occidental Tigers. They're going to put 0.9 seconds back on the game clock here. Celis will take 2. Celis missing his second straight free throw. But he leads all scorers in this game with 10 points, all scored here in the second quarter. Celis makes the second. Rayson. There was no more time to dribble. That was just 0.9 seconds left. Could have went for a heave though. And that's going to do it for our first half of play. Nueva Ecija in Pampanga. What a game so far for Robbie Celis after picking up those 2 early fouls. He has 11 points in the game to lead all scorers sa ating laro.
What a gamble by Coach Don Dulay. And that's something, talk about knowing your player. Because that's something I don't think any coach, most of the coaches would do. Their star player, 2 fouls, pinasok niya. Nag-pay off yung kanyang gamble. Lamang sila. Papasok ng halftime.
36-34 is the count. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Back at the PhilOil Eco Oil in San Juan for round 2 of your MPBL playoffs. My name is Mika Abesamis, and right now I am joined by a very special guest, Boss Bong Cuevas, the team owner of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Magandang gabi, Boss Bong. It's been a very exciting ball game. Mahaba pa po ang laro, but so far so good for the Rice Vanguards, lalo na po ang performance ni Robbie Celis. Ano pong masasabi niyo dun, Boss?
Well, si Robbie will always deliver, I hope. But of course, malakas pa rin ang Pampanga, so we just have to play hard. And the defense is the key dito sa laban na ito.
Thank you po, Boss Bong. Alam nyo, bahagi ng kung bakit napakasaya at napakaingay po dito sa loob ng PhilOil ay alam ko pong napakarami yung dalang fans sa araw na ito. Ilang bus po ba or vans ang nadala nyo today?
Actually, lahat-lahat siguro ito, mga 35 vans. So almost, sama yung mga ibang nagpumunta dito. Siguro at least meron mga 400 plus na fans dito ng galing sa Nueva Ecija.
Napakasaya po, Boss Bong. Pero syempre, hindi lang po sila ang sumusuporta sa inyo. Ano pong gusto nyo sabihin sa lahat ng fans na nandoon po sa Palayan at nanonood ng game na ito?
Hindi lang sa Palayan, kundi sa buong Nueva Ecija. Ang dami yung nanonood. Alam naman na Pampanga isa sa pinakamagaling na team na dito sa MPBL. And siyempre yung mga kababayan ko dun sa Nueva Ecija umaasa na at least bibigyan namin ng magandang laban ng Pampanga.
Meron pa po ba kayo mga gustong batiin, Boss Bong?
Una-una, siyempre gusto ko batiin yung aking co-owner, yung wife ko, si ex-mayor Ryan Cuevas. Nandyan rin yung anak ko, yung manager, tsaka yung hindi pa nakakarating ata yung anak kong mayor. At of course, lahat yung mga sumama dito sa amin para i-cheer ang team ng Rice Vanguards. At saka yung aming mga kababayan sa Nueva Ecija, pagdasal niyo po ang team natin, lalaban po yan para sa inyo.
Right. Maraming salamat. Once again, the team owner of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards is Boss Bong Cuevas. Magbabalik po ang playoffs ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Halftime now between the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards and the Pampanga Giant Lanterns in Game 1 of the Northern Division semifinals. The score is 36-34. The number 3 seed leading the number 2 seed. We're live from the PhilOil Eco-Oil Center in San Juan City. First game of our doubleheader this Saturday. Javi Palanya is still joined by Coach Christian Luanzon. And the Giant Lanterns, they were off to a strong start in that first quarter, leading 16-13. But Nueva Ecija responding in the second quarter after Robbie Celis picked up 2 early fouls. He went in and scored 11 points in that second quarter to help Nueva Ecija gain the advantage 36-34.
And that was a key stretch para sa Nueva Ecija because Pampanga slowly building momentum, especially after nitong atake ni Kurt Rayson. But again, the big gamble by Coach Don Dulay. We expected that hindi na ipapasok itong si Robbie Celis after committing his two quick fouls in the first 3-4 minutes of this game. He was fantastic nung pagpasok niya. Ayun, the array of moves, the up and under, and you wonder itong Pampanga, because I was waiting for them, we were waiting for them to try to force itong si Robbie Celis for his third foul, either attacking him on a matchup on the post or on the offensive rebound, which hindi nangyari. But a key stat also, as you see the leading scorers for both teams, yung rebounding department, Javi, we talked about it. Pampanga, lamang sila pero 3 lamang. Yang number na yan, kung mapadikit nitong Nueva Ecija patuloy-tuloy nitong second half, maganda ang chance nila ngayong laro.
And Pampanga leading the rebounding department because of the 14 rebounds of Balti Baltazar, who also has 9 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocked shots already in the first half. It's a duel of champions, of course, the reigning and defending Pampanga Giant Lanterns going up against the Season 4 champions in the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. But syempre, para dito sa Nueva Ecija, this is an almost different core and a different system that they are running with right here. Coach Don Dulay taking over this season from Coach Gerson Cabutes, who is now with the Pangasinan Heatwaves, trying to get another championship under his belt after winning for Davao Occidental a few seasons back. There you see him, Coach Don Dulay, former Rain or Shine Elasto painter. He has been making a mark as a head coach here in the MPBL.
Well, one thing worth mentioning also kung bakit daw ng Pampanga noong halftime is that this guy with the basketball struggled in the first half. Almost 15 points per game. Itong si Archie Concepcion, 2 lamang on 1 of 5. Ito, mintis yung unang kanyang tira, pero nandun si Ramirez para linisin.
Nobody boxing him out right there. Brandon Ramirez, 4 points, 3 rebounds in this game. He is joined by Raymond Binuya, Archie Concepcion, Balti Baltazar, and MJ Garcia to start things off for Pampanga here in the second half. �値𝗓, forced shot right there. Macaloni, Celis, Robles at Wilson ang kasama niya dito para sa Nueva Ecija here in the second half. That's a turnover for the Giant Lanterns.
Trying to attack in transition, no? Habang hindi pa masyado nakaset yung defense, a turnover for Pampanga.
This is our rebound of the game brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. That's Brandon Ramirez with the offensive rebound and stick back. Macaloni trying to look inside to John Wilson. Instead, he goes to the Ilonggo Superman. Macaloni out to John Wilson. 5 on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper. That one's short. Celis offensive board. Celis will not rush it. Goes for the jumper. That too is short. Binuya now pushing for Pampanga. No numbers for the Giant Lanterns. He waits for Garcia on the secondary break. Ramirez trying to muscle his way past his defender, and he gets it off the glass.
Inatake agad itong depensa. And dribble penetration, napaka-importante para sa Pampanga because it will open up their wings and also open up the outside shot eventually. Macaloni nagmintis, outlet pass, Concepcion.
Oh, what a good challenge there by Robbie Celis, swatting that shot away by Archie Concepcion. Nueva Ecija with a chance to tie things up. Unfortunately, para sa kanila, that's going to be an offensive foul against Billy Ray Robles, or was it going to be on Will Macaloni on the screen?
Mukhang si Will Macaloni. Oh, an illegal screen. Pero what a chase down by Robbie Celis.
That's a clean block up top. No doubt about that. And just when you thought that he was going to get beat already, Robbie Celis playing excellent defense on that fast break attempt by Pampanga.
This is not a tall team, itong Nueva Ecija. But Robbie Celis
Take a look at the block story
averaging
there.
at least 1 block per game. He had 2 in 1 game in the Pasay series.
There's going to be a challenge by Nueva Ecija on that last foul call on the illegal screen by Will Macaloni. This coach's challenge brought to you by the MPBL party list, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. We're going to take a short break here. The verdict when we come back.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas.
Walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang
Lagi
Pilipino.
mong
Bumagsak,
inuuna kung
bumangon,
anong
hinarap ang
dapat.
mga hamon hanggang ang
Hindi.
kahirap. Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Dulay and the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Take a look at it again right here. There's the screen set by Macaloni. And got tangled up there with Archie Concepcion. May konting galaw dun sa left side ng kanyang katawan, which forced our referees to blow the whistle and call that offensive foul on Bill Macaloni.
I don't know. Even after watching that replay, kasi sumabit yung paa ni Concepcion, hindi naman gumalaw yung inside leg nitong si Macaloni. Interesting judgment. Even after the challenge, tulad nitong jumper na to ni MJ Garcia.
MJ Garcia scored 6 points in the first quarter. He was the catalyst for that strong start for Pampanga in the first quarter, knocking down his first 2 points since then.
He was so good, especially the matchup against Ed Qiwag. We have yet to see Ed Qiwag after that stretch again.
And you know what, coaches? What's more interesting is MJ Garcia looking like Ed Qiwag during his collegiate
Younger years, yeah. That's a good comparison. The only difference is that kanan itong si Ed Qiwag, kaliwete si MJ, and syempre galing sa UST itong si Qiwag.
Of course, you beam with pride saying that.
Yes.
That's a miss for Nueva Ecija. Binuya ahead to Concepcion. Cherry picking for Archie.
Laking bagay ng basket na yun, hindi lang para i-extend yung kalamangan, kundi para sa kumpiyansa ni Archie. Tingnan natin kung bubulusok siya after ng libreng layup na yun.
6-point lead for the Giant Lanterns. How will Nueva Ecija respond? Celis, the fake, puts the ball on the deck,
What a
off the
move.
glass, and in. That's against the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Concepcion, once again, against Billy Ray Robles, gets the 2 points.
How about the pass by Justin Baltasar? The touchdown pass. And Archie Concepcion, back-to-back layups para sa kanya.
He's just filling the stat sheet here, talking about Balti. That's 5 assists in the game for Baltazar in his 17th rebound. Dito sa ating laro, the spin by Garcia. Back pass, Baltazar with a basket.
Basket timeout. And there's a timeout.
What a response here by the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Another strong start in the third quarter para dito sa Pampanga. This is our play of the game brought to you by Suzuki.
Such a strong start that they've done a good job not only scoring the basketball but also limiting Nueva Ecija to only 2 points. And that's just in less than 4 minutes.
Timeout here brought to you by the MPBL party list, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino.
Walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
For your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League playoffs. And right now, I am joined by a very special guest. Walang iba kung hindi the thriller, Willie Miller. Magandang hapon, magandang gabi sa'yo, Willie. Alam ko napakarami mo nang nasalihan na playoff sa buhay mo. Pero anong masasabi mo tungkol sa crowd ng MPBL?
Ako, unang-una is super wild, no? So halos hindi na magkarinigan dito sa loob. May mga tambol, may mga turotot. Kada takbo, kada shoot, ang ingay, no? So I wonder kung ano yung parating sinisigaw ng mga coaches na.
Willie, alam ko rin kung bakit ka nandito, kung sino yung team na sinusuportahan mo. Nakita kita kanina pumasok ka sa dugout ng Pampanga. Anong advice mo sa mga ito, lalo na pag ganito ka nakaka-nervyos at nakaka-excite ang isang game?
First time ko kasi pumasok sa dugout ulit. No, ayoko naman magsalita pag playoffs. So pinabaya ko, I know they're all set already. And yung coach at saka yung manager nila is siguradong sobrang hype na sa kanila. So I'm just here to watch and support them during games na itong naglalaro.
Willie, sa nakikita mong laro na ito, napakaganda rin ang pinapakita ng Nueva Ecija. Paano ba mag-a-advance ang Pampanga?
Ay, nako. So they have to use their height. Nakikita natin na napakalaki ng Pampanga. They have the athleticism and height. Although pagdating sa Nueva Ecija naman, is dito yung mga veterano naman. So kailangan gamitin ng Pampanga yung height nila. And syempre, nandyan si Balti. Inaanday rin namin yan.
Alright, last na, Willie, anong gusto mo sabihin sa lahat ng Kapampangan fans na sumusuporta sa inyo?
Syempre, support MPBL, support Pampanga, at syempre, dito tayo para kay Gob Delta.
Maraming salamat. Once again, the thriller, Willie Miller. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Nice to have one of the legends of Philippine basketball right here in the arena.
Right.
Willie, the thriller Miller.
Yeah, great to see my former teammate. Laki utang na loob namin sa kanya. Hindi kami magcha-champion. Noong taon na nag-MVP siya, no? 2007. Two-time MVP itong si Willie Miller. Kumusta ka, Kosa?
46-43. Celis, he has Costello open in the corner, but he decides to take it for himself. That's another basket for Robbie Celis. 15 points in the game for his squad.
During that interview, ang ganda ng aksyon, magkabilaan para sa dalawang koponan. Pampanga really looking to take advantage of their size down low. They've been more intentional sa pag-atake sa poste. Ganun din itong Nueva Ecija, intentional sa pag-atake kagad sa kabila after a stop.
Take a look at this right here. A little give and go here. MJ Ayay finding Robbie Celis. Back-to-back baskets para sa kanya.
Well, yung tirang yun will always be available for Robbie Celis. Ito yung pangalawa, no, after hitting that jumper. Gusto na tanggalin yung jumper niya. Ang ganda ng counter ni Robbie Celis. Pinasok na sa loob. Pahinga muna siya.
I'm sorry, I have to correct myself. 17 points now in the game para kay Robbie Celis. Nueva Ecija on a 7-0 burst here, putting themselves to within a point against Pampanga. 46-45. Baltazar fouled there by Jay Collado. Collado saying it was all ball. Unfortunately, Nueva Ecija has no more coaches challenge to use in this game.
Right, and baka malaking bagay yan, no, sa pagdating sa dulo. Pero gotta give credit on that out of bounds underplay para sa Pampanga. Pagkatanggap ng bola sa ibabaw, may cross screen para kay Justin Baltazar. Nakakuha niya yung bola sa loob na ng pintura sa ilalim ng ring. Pumito na ng foul after nung paghataw ni Collado.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Collado already with 4 personal fouls in this game. A miss on the second by Balti. 12 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists in the game for the reigning MVP. JB Bahio against his former squad.
May tawag na foul against Nueva Ecija. To me, considering the lineup inside, this is the second group para sa Nueva Ecija, Javi. This is a crucial stretch para sa Nueva Ecija. You know, Pampanga, lamang na ng dalawa. If itong grupo na to, they could hold the fort bago pumasok sila Robbie Celis, yung first group, sila JC 𝗡𝗢𝗏, sila Robles, no, si Macaloni. Importante na pagpasok nila, hindi malaki yung kanilang hahabulin.
Penalty na nga dito ang Nueva Ecija with still 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go. But 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 has been missing a number of his free throws already in this game.
You know, one thing that we have to point out, you know, since nabanggit natin, you know, Nueva Ecija, second group na ito. Para sa Pampanga naman, you know, a couple of their first group guys nasa loob pa rin. Binuya started the third quarter. So, Binuya, Baltasar, MJ Garcia, nasa loob pa. Lalabas na ngayon si Binuya. One thing that we have to mention, there's a reason why Baltasar is the MVP and will be back-to-back MVP. Ang ganda ng kanyang kondisyon all throughout the season. Binabangga, sinasaktan, still performs, pero still, yung mahabang minuto niya sa loob and doing all of that, nasusustain niya.
That's just a testament to the hard work that he has put in and day out. Under 4 minutes to play here in the third. Bahio, just below the free throw line, still could not hit. It's been a struggle for JB Bahio and Vince Magbuhos to hit those open shots in this game para sa Nueva Ecija.
Big stop coming up para sa Nueva Ecija.
Magbuhos on Balti. 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 settles for the jumper. That one's short. Bahio with a rebound.
And that's the key sa sinabi mo. He settled sa jumper na yon instead of attacking. But a bad pass on the other end by JB Bahio.
Garcia going downhill, kicks it out. Serrano, a little hesitation. Floater gets the roll.
Turnovers killing the Nueva Ecija during that sequence. Imbis na makascore sila at may baba ang kalamangan, bumalik ang bola sa kabila. 5 na ang kalamangan.
Mocon out to Magbuhos. Can he finally make one? Still no dice para kay Vince Magbuhos. Rayson. 3-point shot. That is money in the back para kay Kurt Rayson. 53-45. Kurt Rayson has certainly bounced back from those 2 boo-boos that he had in that second quarter. Ayaay, pocket pass. Magbuhos leaves it for Bahio. Bahio bottled up. Mocon tried to get it inside to Magbuhos. Turnover Nueva Ecija. Rayson leaves it. Egilos gets the 2 points.
And the Pampanga crowd is going nuts, while on the other end, yung crowd itong Nueva Ecija stunned with this run by Pampanga. 10 na yung kalamangan.
This is now the biggest lead of the game for the Giant Lanterns. Ayaay. That's an awkward-looking jumper. Bahio tried to get it, but Rayson has it. Magbuhos disrupts the pass. And Kenneth Mocon crashing into our broadcast booth here on the side, trying to save that basketball as we take a look at our fast break of the game. Brought to you by SportsMax, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL Win to the Max. A heavy hit down taken by Coach Christian Luanzon. Enzo Serrano playing with the defense here of Magbuhos, but Magbuhos gets the better of that matchup. 3-on-2 break. Magbuhos gets the 2 points. First basket of the game para kay Vince Magbuhos. Magbuhos has certainly struggled in this match. 0 out of 5 before that basket. 55-47. Rayson trying to drive on 𝗡𝗢𝗏𝗏. Rayson could not hit. Egilos boxing out Robbie Celis. Unfortunately for Nueva Ecija, this is going to be a big one. Celis picking up foul number 3.
Napalagay ko magsistay na yan dahil unang-una lumobo na ang kalamangan, no? Although na ibaba nila sa 8, there was a high of 10 a minute ago. And you see the birthday congressman is right here.
Senior Deputy Speaker Congressman Dong Gonzales, happy birthday to you once again, sir. And of course to his lovely wife, happy viewing. Jamo Egilos at the line for 2 shots. He makes the first. Nueva Ecija has been in the penalty since the 4-minute mark of this third quarter. And there's a stoppage right here.
Oo. And alam mo, isa sa mga rason kung ba't nag-retire ako early para hindi nga ma-injury.
Dito ka pa talaga nadali, no, Coach?
Nasa gilid na ako, mai-injured pa ako. Pero syempre, hindi mo naman pwedeng i-discount yung effort na pinakita ni Mocon doon kahit napapunta siya sa atin.
There's gonna be a technical laban dito sa Nueva Ecija. That's why Kurt Rayson is taking a free throw here. At he misses on that charity. 56-47. Free throw count, 6 out of 11 para sa parehong kupunan. 𝗚𝗎𝗓𝗓𝗡𝗢𝗏 will now take the last of 2 free throws. Will McAlohney coming back inside para kay Coach Don Dulay.
The Nueva Ecija will have 2 or max of 3 possessions in 1 minute 19 as Celis will look to take a breather and possibly start the 4th. Crucial possessions, obviously. Kung makashoot sila rito and get couple stops, unang possession ng 4th quarter sa kanila.
�𝗢𝗢 hops into the lane, flips it up, no good. McAlohney fouled and gets the basket. Will McAlohney with a chance for one more.
Something that could get not only his team but himself going. It's been a struggle for Will McAlohney against the Giant Lanterns, against their Giants. This one on the offensive rebound for his 6th point. McAlohney now at the line for his 4th free throw.
6 points, 5 rebounds actually already in the game para kay Will McAlohney plus 2 assists. 57-50, exactly a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Eguilos hands it off. Rayson, no shot available. Even the pass was difficult to make. And Enzo Serrano crashing in onto our VIP row. I think that was Sir Emer Oreta.
Yeah. So, okay na. Masaya na ako.
Pareho na kayo.
Oo, parehas na kami. Saka si Emer pa. Huwag lang si Commissioner.
And there you see.
Ayun. Alerto. Si Thriller, sinaro rin. Si Willie.
Serrano gets the first free throw to drop. 9 points in the game for Enzo Serrano.
At dahil sa foul na yun, penalty na itong Nueva Ecija.
12.1 points per game this season para kay Enzo Serrano. But very underwhelming series that he had against the Yabra Weavers. And there you see Cranial Veloria in attendance here at the Philoil Eco Oil Center. That's a miss for the Rice Vanguards. 59-50. Serrano with a fake. Had to kick it out. Rayson assessing his options. Shot clock at 12. He has a mismatch here against Magbuos. Goes for the outside shot. That's off to the right. The pitch ahead by Wilson to Vince. Magbuos touch pass. Costello. Touchdown Nueva Ecija. 8 seconds to go.
Well, that's a big time stop and a quick basket on the other end by Nueva Ecija.
There's a warning for delay of the game on Ryan Costello. 5 seconds to go. Serrano gets a brush screen from Eguilos. Serrano still gets inside. Serrano off the glass, and he caps off the 3rd quarter for Pampanga with that basket.
And just about, sinabi natin, big time yung stop at yung layup ni Costello sa kabilang bakod. Inatake kagad ni Enzo Serrano. Coach, big time din ako. Ito, pag-atake ko, sumabay pa sila. Ang ganda ng atake ni Serrano to beat the 3rd quarter buzzer.
There was really nothing much that Robbie Celis could have done. He already has 3 fouls. Didn't want to risk getting his 4th personal. We now take a look at the highlights of the game, brought to you by Ciplus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. Coach, this was a big quarter for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
It was such a big quarter that they had 16 points in the paint in the 3rd quarter alone after 26 in the 1st half. And nakita natin, karamihan ng mga highlights sa loob ng pintura, mapa half court or mapa fast break. Ito, finishing in style with that beautiful dime by 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛. You see the conscious effort, yung adjustment ng halftime. Atakihin sa loob, ginawa nila noong third quarter.
27 points for Pampanga in that third quarter alone. That's why they're up by 9 at the end of 3. 61-52 ang huling yugto ng ating laro between Pampanga and Nueva Ecija sa aming pagbabalik.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng
City, Javi Palanya joined by Coach Christian Loanzon. We now go to our courtside reporter, Ms. Mika Abisabis, for a report.
The winner of this game will be about who will follow their system well. Gov Delta Pineda said, hindi ko masyado iniisip ang stats record kahit ang height advantage dahil napakatalino maglaro ng players ni Coach Don. Lalo si Celis. Macaloni is also very good sa post. So basically, he focused on two things for the series. Una, I talked to my guards, specifically Encho, as you mentioned earlier. Need them to step up as he wasn't very happy with their production in the Abra series. And speaking of the Abra series, his second reminder to them was, hindi na pwede maulit ang nangyari sa Game 2 ng series na yon. Kung manalo man kami tonight, my players need to understand that they need to be 3 times better in the second game. Javi, Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika. You know, in a best-of-3 affair, definitely Game 1 or the first victory is very important. That gives the team a big edge.
It sets the tone. And tulad ng usap ni Coach Gov Delta kay Enzo Serrano, 3 times, literal. Naging 3 times din yung production itong si Enzo. Nabanggit mo nga kanina, no? Early in the first quarter, ang average siya, 4 points lamang nung dalawang laro ngayon. Ngayon, nasa 12 puntos na siya.
John Wilson at the line. His squad down by 9 points. 2 missed free throws para dito kay John Wilson. As we take a look at the quarter scoring on your screens, Nueva Ecija at Pampanga nagpalitan lang ng magandang quarter in that second and third period.
Mabigat yung mga miss na yun. Anytime you miss 2 free throws, as Baltasar, another casual jump hook in the paint against smaller defenders. Anytime you miss 2 free throws, parang turnover na yan eh.
Costello, Nueva Ecija swinging the ball from left to right at yan ang masakit para sa Rice Vanguards.
No.
Unforced turnovers.
Correct. Actually, I thought that was forced because napag-usapan natin, medyo walang sense of urgency closing out ng first half in depensa nitong Pampanga. But you see on that defensive possession, ball was sung side to side by Nueva Ecija, but you see on the last part, yung pag-close out, pagtaas ng kamay at paglapit ni Baltasar forces a turnover. Nasa kanilang possession ngayon.
Balti trying to jostle for position against Robbie Celis, who is playing with 3 personal fouls. Can Balti get his 4th? Balti sees Lervin Flores open underneath, but Flores could not finish. Wilson met by the defense of 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛. Ayaay on the left side. Celis wants it.
Hinila itong si Robbie Celis. Meron silang i-review? Oddly.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're about to review here. 8 minutes and 50 seconds still to go in this game. Still an eternity of basketball, just like what the late Joe Cantada likes to say. 63-53.
Naikwento sa akin yun eh, pero alam ko ikaw inabot mo.
Mas
The
lalo
great
naman,
Joe.
mas lalo namang hindi ko inabot yun, Coach. Pero syempre, idol nating lahat yun. There you see Brandon Ramirez. He too has made an impact in this game.
Natatawa si Madam Mika, pero
Baka si Mika naabutan niya.
Siya ang nagsimula ng lahat ng to. Yung golden rule, binanggit niya kanina sa report niya eh. Nagbanggit ng edad.
14 seconds to shoot here for the Rice Vanguards. Ayaay sees Celis. Wilson is wide open, and he makes it. 10 points now in the game for the former JRU Heavy Bomber.
Naganda ng pop-out ni John Wilson. Nakita niya yung bantay niya, no? Pumep sa ilalim kay Robbie Celis. Libreng-libre siya.
Three-pointer number 6 in the game for Nueva Ecija. Balti makes the pass to Ramirez. He's hammered there by the defense. Lots of contact there.
You see the conscious effort. Nabanggit natin to in the second half. Not forcing the outside shot. Taking advantage of their size inside. Also the movement without the basketball. Baltasar, one improvement clearly ngayong season compared to the last. Yung kanyang passing ability.
Balti this season has averaged 5.9 assists per game. And there you see the better half of Brandon Ramirez with that cute poster right there. Ramirez,
Let me guess.
That's my husband.
Mrs. Ramirez.
Yes. Because Brandon was just newly married just a few months ago, actually.
Alam mo kung ano inaantay ko since kakakasal lang niya.
Ba ano?
Mrs. Palanya.
Nako po. Wala pang ang papakasalan, Mrs. Palanya na agad. Back to the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Wala pang 2 minuto. Nakakalipas dito sa ating huling yugto. 65-56. Wilson, can he get another one? Yes, sir. He rings the bell there for Nueva Ecija.
Back-to-back three-pointers para kay John Wilson. At dahil doon, 6 na lamang ang kalamangan. Anong sagot ng Pampanga?
Costello being a pest here against Kurt Ray. So these two have been going at it the entire ball game. Ayaay is now on him. Tries to tap it from the back. Wilson.
That's a foul against Rayson. And this is a possible unsportsmanlike foul.
They're trying to argue it's an unsportsmanlike foul of the advantage nature.
Oo, kasi
because Costello was already ahead.
Dati advantage foul ang tawag doon. Ito yung get option. John Wilson. Serrano, walang magawa dun sa tirang yun.
That's our 3-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. So our referees will be reviewing that last sequence. This is a very crucial stretch for the Rice Vanguards as they try to get back into this game. Coach Pedic Di Matulak and the plethora of support from the coaches that he has here in Pampanga. Not just his original coaching staff, but also those from the Converge Fiber Rexers. There you see Kurt Rayson getting into the lane after losing Costello, and then Wilson was there to try and disrupt the attempt.
Well, how about the collective effort, you know, by the backcourt? That started with �値𝗓 in the backcourt, and then Ayaay, secondary defender, and then John Wilson, pagsundot niya, no, doon sa loose ball, pero hindi ibibigay yung potential unsportsmanlike foul. Pero possession, mananatili sa Nueva.
Upo muna dito si Kurt Rayson. Binalik na si Archie Concepcion para dito sa Pampanga.
Double drag. Staggered.
Wilson gets it. And Wilson once again draws a foul. Nagulangan niya doon si Enzo Serrano.
Tama ka dyan, no? And alam mo, I'm really not a fan of calls like this, especially considering yung bigat ng laro. Obviously, nasa playoffs na tayo. Pero tinamaan talaga sa kamay. At pupunta sa free throw si John Wilson.
And I believe it's going to be 3 free throws para dito kay John Wilson. Look at that.
Right there. Because, kumbaga, he had his hand sa cookie jar. No?
Wilson making the first of 3 free throws. 14 points in the game para dito kay John Wilson, one of 3 players who averaged in double figures for Nueva Ecija in that series against the Pasay Voyagers, who they swept.
Dagdagan ko yan, no? A rejuvenated John Wilson. He reminds me, I've said this a lot of times covering Nueva Ecija, when John Wilson joined their team after the trade or release. Now, he reminds me of a JRU John Wilson.
Wherein he also was the MVP of the NCAA back in his time. Costello ahead, shifted to the left, offensive foul, no?
Kay Binuya on the loose ball.
That's going to go against Pampanga, yeah. Interesting sequence happening here between these two squads. They're really going at it, leaving everything on the floor. This is game 1 of this Northern Division semifinal series between Pampanga and Nueva Ecija.
One thing that Nueva Ecija can take advantage of is that in 7:22 still to play ngayon sa final quarter, Pampanga already heavy over the limit. So I expect Pampanga, to try to have a consciousness of defending the paint more, which could possibly open up some looks from the outside. And it's something na nabanggit natin no first half. It's just, a matter of how many Nueva Ecija can convert.
So it's not just a foul on Raymond Binuya, but also a technical laban sa kanya.
Short.
Wow, Wilson has been struggling with his free throws. Very uncharacteristic of the former league MVP.
Yeah, John Wilson, 2 of 4 after that miss.
There's going to be
3
more
of 6
free throws.
rather. Yeah.
2 more free throws para dito kay John Wilson. There you go. That's why Raymond Binuya was called for the T. That resentment to the call. It's AI taking the free throws here. Siya yung tinulak ni Raymond Binuya on that rebounds play. AI making the first free throw. He hasn't really been much of an impact in terms of scoring, but it's the intangibles that this guy delivers. Former player for the Alaska Aces, the Ginebra Gin Kings, and also the Northport Batampier in the PBA, taking his talents to Nueva Ecija this season. Garcia out to Concepcion. They're trying to hold on to this 3-point lead. Binuya met by the aggressive, pesky defense of John Wilson. Wilson will not force it. Oh no, he does. Behind the back. No roll. Bahio is there. Bahio off the glass and in.
Even after that sequence, a miss and an offensive rebound, the reigning MVP, Justin Baltasar, didn't even cross half court.
But what about JB Bahio, coach?
Right.
That's his first basket of the game.
After this surprise attack decision by John Wilson and JB Bahio, showing all the kids watching na dapat pag nakuha mo yung rebound, especially if it's an offensive one, wag mo na ibaba ang bola. Malaking chance na masushoot mo yan pagka inangat mo kagad at hindi matatapik.
He was 0 out of 6 before that. Raymond Binuya missing on the technical free throw. There was a technical called against Nueva Ecija. There you see team owner A.G. Gonzalez III of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Almost 4 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Baltazar has been relatively silent here in the fourth quarter, trying to locate Brandon Ramirez.
Right.
What a save by JB Bahio, bouncing it off Brandon Ramirez.
No question, and a poor decision on the other end by Justin Baltasar. There was really no double team as Justin Baltasar had the height advantage on the deep post against Robbie Celis defending him.
Rice Vanguards with the opportunity to take the lead on this possession. It's with their money man, Robbie Celis. Celis, that's blocked there by Justin Baltazar. Baltazar already, I think, with his 4th block, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that right here. Third block of the game para kay Baltazar.
Well, Robbie Celis using his foot speed, the face up, and trying to fish for a foul dahil penalty na, no? Pero ito, jumper na tinira ni Robbie Mintis.
Oh, Ramirez runs out of real estate there. Pampanga asking for a foul. And Nueva Ecija just getting that break right there. That was a bailout para sa kanila after that shot by Robbie Celis.
Players asking for a challenge, but I'm not sure if this is something that you can challenge dahil wala namang pinito. Flex action.
Wilson off the screen. Wilson couldn't get it to drop. A last touch apparently on Nueva Ecija. I thought Balti had last hands on that basketball.
Pero yun nga, wala nang challenge itong Nueva Ecija because they lost the challenge earlier, late in the second quarter, I believe. staggered.
Garcia finds Serrano. Enzo puts the ball on the deck. Pampanga has been scoreless for the last 2 minutes and 34 seconds until now. Enzo Serrano breaking the drought for the Giant Lanterns.
Excellent drive by Enzo, excellent finish. A poor on-ball defense that time, both by Wilson and the help by Costello. Pero ang ganda ng bawi ni MJ Ayaay.
High looper of a shot there for the former 3x3 standout. 67-66. Serrano gets the step on Wilson, but he loses it. Numbers for Nueva Ecija. Costello, left-hand finish, napasobra. Bahillo is there. JB Bahillo here in the fourth quarter, making an impact against his former squad.
Has certainly made his presence felt sa second half after not having an impact no first half. Ito yung atake, oh. The blow-by, help defense, wala kay Costello. Wala magawa si Robbie Celis sa challenge sa ilalim. Ito, reject of the screen. Even with a hand in his face was Concepcion right there for the challenge. Na-shoot itong si MJ Ayaay. And the effort by Bahio on the offensive rebound once again. Ngayon, nasa linya siya.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances of Subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Bahio missing on that first free throw.
I believe, Javi, that Nueva Ecija right now is faced with a decision kung ipapasok itong si Will Macaloni at kung kailan, because he has been relatively non-impactful sa larong ito except for that three-point play early in the third quarter.
He does have 7 points in this game, but very far from his average as Brandon Ramirez scores once again inside para sa Pampanga. Points in the paint story here. 48 points for Pampanga inside that shaded area after that shot by Ramirez. Here's Celis. Inside hand scoop. Doesn't get the bounce. Baltazar collects it once again.
5 on 4. They should foul.
Serrano. Garcia will go inside. Garcia, left hand floater, up and in para kay MJ Garcia.
Robbie Celis fell down on the other end, led to the 5 on 4 advantage. Nueva Ecija had 2 more fouls to give to stop the transition. Walang binigay, pero ito, Celis na ibawi agad sa kabila of the empty corner ball screen action between him and John Wilson.
Despite the disparity in points in the paint, Nueva Ecija down by just 2 points. Can Pampanga make it a 2-possession ball game once again? 4 minutes and change remaining. Serrano, eyeball to eyeball against Celis. Serrano could not hit from 3. Bahillo clears it para sa Nueva Ecija. Coach, you were talking about the rebounding disparity. If Nueva Ecija could not keep it close, that mahihirapan sila manalo. They're down by just 4 points.
Right, 47-43. At ito na yung pinag-usapan natin, no? Hindi lang si Macaloni ang balilek. Sinabay pa si Robles at si JC Cuellar. Mukhang ito na yung lineup na panapos ni Coach Don Dulay. Ito yung magandang atake of that pocket pass galing kay John Wilson. Robbie Celis, what a game for him, even after being foul trouble early in this ball game. Anong tawag? Is it another technical?
It seems it is going to be another technical. Coach Don Dulay is very frustrated right there. He shows it by slapping one of our ad boards near their bench. Serrano will be taking the technical free throw. 3 minutes and 44 ang natitira sa laro na to. Coach, this is just game 1. You can imagine the next game of the series, how wild it will be.
No, the good thing about it is that we know it's gonna happen, and we've been through different venues, especially in Pampanga, which is the host of the next game. Sigurado wild doon. That's why it's important for Nueva Ecija na mabingwit itong larong ito. Kung gusto nilang bigyan ng magandang pagkakataon yung kanilang sarili sa serye na to. Yun, no? Tangled up is Robles and Baltazar. Sinasabi, nagre-reklamo itong Nueva Ecija. Napayakap galing sa likod itong si Baltazar. Pero dahil jump ball ang tinawag, possession nakaturo sa Pampanga.
It could have been a very impressive rebound for Billy Ray Robles, snatching it from a very much taller Baltazar. But it is Pampanga basketball, 72-69. Double high setup here para dito sa Pampanga. Serrano coming off of 2 screens. Serrano gets blocked there by Billy Ray Robles.
A good recovery by Billy Ray Robles. He went under the second staggered screen kay Baltasar. I thought Serrano had a step ahead of him, pero ang ganda na recovery ni Robles para matapik yun.
Serrano from downtown. Yes, sir. Why not? It's a Serrano. 75-69. 3 minutes left in this game. Pampanga up by 6. Celis trying to deliver a pass to Will McAloney, but Eguilos right there to play the passing lanes.
He misread that play. Now he's playing off-ball. Kanina, siya ang roller doon. That time si McAloney. What a shot. Could be the biggest shot in this game for Pampanga. Kung magtuloy-tuloy sila hanggang sa dulo. What a play though of the inbounds. This time in sync. Si Robbie Selix at si Will McAloney.
Big to big alley-oop connection between Celis and McAloney. 75-71. Serrano has Billy Ray Robles on him. Screen set by Eguilos. Celis switches out to Encho. MJ Ayaay on Archie Concepcion. Serrano, can he go back-to-back? This time he back irons the 3. �𝗢𝗓 to Celis. No advantage here for Nueva Ecija. Celis takes it anyway and kisses it off the glass.
I thought there was a good chance that could have been a 3-point play. No call. But Robbie Celis, the concentration. This was just a beautiful outlet quickly by JC 𝗡𝗢𝗓 after getting that loose ball rebound and seeing a smaller defender right in front of it. Inatake kagad ni Robbie Celis. What a game for him.
That was almost a 2-on-4 break advantage Pampanga, but Nueva Ecija making it happen.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. Sorry, our muscular and sporty fans of the game. That was the Nueva Ecija faithful supporting their squad here at the PhilOil Eco-Oil Center in San Juan City. In just a little bit, we will be witnessing the first game of the series between the #1 seed in the north, the San Juan Knights, and the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Let's talk about Robbie Celis right here, coach, upping his numbers just like Balti in the quarterfinals against the Pasay Voyagers.
That's true, and not only his numbers but also his efficiency. You see the field goal shooting. Anytime you increase your scoring, the next question is, ilang tira ba nakukuha mo? And dun sa tirang yun, ilan yung shoot mo? Obviously, umangat yung kanyang scoring tulad nito. 21 siya, now 9 of 18. 50% para kay Robbie Celis. Kakailanganin nila lahat ng puntos na makukuha nila galing sa kanilang main scorer na si Robbie Celis.
Off the timeout by Pampanga, let's see how they drew up things on their side of the floor. We now are in the twilight zone. These last 2 minutes brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX, turnover for the Giant Lanterns. A chance to tie para sa Nueva Ecija or take the lead with a 3.
They're trying to get the 4th foul of Robbie Celis. This time on the horns action. Celis with the drop pass.
Contact there, but no foul called. And there's a jump ball situation. This time it's going to be Nueva Ecija basketball.
Correct. But interesting decision by Pampanga. Hindi nila pinuntahan si Baltasar dahil gusto nila atakihin yung depensa ni Celis. Na-force yung turnover. Eto, drop pass ni Celis kay McAloney. Hindi pumasok pero ang ganda ng effort ni Robles to force the jump ball.
Baseline throw-in para sa Nueva Ecija. McAloney onto the opposite elbow. Celis backdoor.
Dangerous pass.
Picked off there by Encho Serrano. Serrano will take his time here They're leading by 2, 75 to 73.
So nandun yung chance para sa Nueva Ecija to either tie or take the lead. Eto, nakamatchup na Celis naman kay Baltasar.
They will go to the MVP. Balti. Nagalangan ng konti, but Balti, that's going to be last touch on him. And
Again, yeah, too unselfish once again. If I'm Balti, if I'm deep on the post, kahit na parating na yung help which wala, I'm just gonna shoot right over my defender.
After all, he is taller than Robbie Celis.
Yeah. Ginawa niya yan about early in the fourth quarter with that jump hook, same spot.
17 to 8 in terms of turnovers in this game, coach. A big disparity. �𝗢𝗏 pulls back, had to pick up his dribble, gets it back. �𝗢𝗏 from the outside. That could have been big for Nueva Ecija. Macaloni collects it.
May i-review nila.
Yeah, we're under 2 minutes here. 46.7 seconds.
Mabigat yung tawag na yun kasi pag ito, inconclusive, bola ng Pampanga to.
Because that was the initial call.
Oo. Pero sa tingin ko, hindi naman yun ang mangyayari, no, na inconclusive kasi dalawang tao lang yung involved dun eh. Sa anggulo natin, mukhang last touch yung paa ni Egilos.
Yes. Before we take a look at this again, we'd like to greet a happy birthday to Direk Bernard Laksamana. Belated happy birthday to you, Direk. Ayan, ito na yung last play. That was in question.
Yun, si Macaloni nga.
Kamay niya,
yung
no?
kamay niya.
Pretty hard to really tell from that angle. I hope that our referees do have the virtue of another angle as we look at the VIP row here at the Philoil Eco Oil Center.
Uy! Idol mo!
Is that Ronnie Ricketts?
Ron Rick.
Oh my goodness.
Ronnie Ricketts 20 years ago. Ron Rick na
Ron Rick na ba ngayon?
I think.
Sorry, di ako updated eh. Hindi ko siya nakilala eh.
Oo. Alam mo, basketball fan talaga yan.
Really?
Oo. I remember, oh my gosh.
Nako po, ito na.
I remember when my last playing year before retiring, when I was playing for San Miguel in the ABL, nakasalubong ko siya at kanyang may bahay sa Thailand.
Okay.
Sa Thailand, na may laro kami ron.
Talaga
Kasama niya
pumunta
si
siya doon para
Maris.
manood siya.
Kasama niya yung kanyang asawa, si Maris. At alam niya, no, may
Upon
laro kami
review,
ron.
ball possession goes to
Basketball fan siya eh.
Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Well, nice to see that the Stars have come to watch this exciting matchup between Pampanga and Nueva Ecija. And of course, later on, the home squad, the San Juan Knights, will tackle the Caloocan Batang Kankalu at the start of their own Northern Division semifinal series.
Let me correct myself. Ronnie Ricketts, yung artista. Okay.
Ron Rick na ngayon.
Na director. Alam ko kasi nagdi-direct na yan eh. Okay. There you go.
It is Pampanga basketball after the review. Nueva Ecija needs a stop here. Ayay was quite delayed right there, but good thing there was a help coming from Robbie Celis and Will Macaloni to prevent that conversion for Pampanga.
Well, I guess they were going for a 2-for-1 at that time because a lot of time on the clock, full 24, inatake kagad. Celis
swatted away by Brandon Ramirez. Ramirez bottled up by two defenders.
Foul.
Is it a foul? Yes,
Yes, it's
it
a
is
foul.
a foul.
It's a foul. And pabor sa Pampanga na wala pa sa penalty ang Nueva Ecija because kung penalty, free throw si Ramirez. Robbie Celis with this attack trying to get to the free throw line by creating contact. And the help was right there by Ramirez. He not only gets the block, but he gets the possession para sa Pampanga. What a big stop. Could be the biggest stop of the game.
Mr. and Mrs. Cuevas, you just got a glimpse of them. We're going to stay on the air here with 18.2 seconds remaining in this game. Pampanga will be talking things over. They're up by 2 points, 75 to 73.
So we've been stuck sa score na to, no, for at least 2 minutes already. Nabanggit natin, Nueva Ecija, ang daming tsansa para sa kanila with the stop and the you know, offensive chances sila sa kabila. Makinig muna tayo ngayon sa kampo ng Pampanga.
And then go receive the ball.
Wala na shot clock yan. Walang attempt. Papaw lang yan. MJ lang pasubol na MJ ha. Bansi ng dito, flash ka, the rest. Papanggayin kayo dyan. Bante mo kuha. Papanggayin kayo dyan. MJ! MJ!
And you just heard both camps, Pampanga and Nueva Ecija. Pampanga with their army of coaches led by Coach Raico Toroman and Coach Franco Atienza leading that huddle for the Giant Lanterns. Nueva Ecija and Pampanga both with a timeout remaining. 18.2 seconds. Pampanga still has a coach's challenge to burn.
Right. And obviously the choice after that timeout to inbound either full or half court, and they opt for the full para wala nang matira, no? With 18 seconds left, kung nag-half court sila, may 4-second differential pa.
And you just saw Eman Calo not on the active roster for Game 1 here against Pampanga.
I think it's important not only to get the ball inbounds, but also get the ball to your most reliable free throw shooter.
Quilyar not opting to foul right away, trying to get a lot of pressure on Enzo Serrano, forcing him into a turnover.
You know what's interesting, Javi? Shot clock is off, pero dapat may bilang din yung backcourt, yung 8 seconds. Because nowadays, eto titignan nila, no? I-review muna yung out of bounds. Nowadays, hindi na nagbibilang yung mga referee, tumitingin lang sa shot clock eh. For the 8-second violation.
Pampanga will burn their last timeout here. I think the referees are aware of the count that they could cross the timeline, talking about Pampanga.
Right, because this started, 18 point something,
yes,
right?
Coach.
So that means, with 14.9, they have 4 seconds and change.
Yeah. All right, let's listen into Pampanga once again.
Ikaw mag-receive ng bola. Papaul yung mga yan. Ikaw mag-receive ng bola. Stay strong. Don't flopper. Stay strong. Guys, coordination muna. MJ. Ito, Archie. Screen. Hindi tayo pwede mo kumasa dito. Baka may kapsang tayo. Guys, ikaw wala. Ikaw screen. Ayan o. Agad. Archie. Agad. Pilitin niya makuha to ha. Ingatan nito. Baka mag-zona yan. Yun na din ang corner. Baka mag-zona yan. Nakagaw yan. Stay strong. Tudobo yan. Papaul yan. Stay strong. Walang attempt. Lamang tayo. Walang attempt. Ano si shoot? Hey, ulit.
And there you go. You just heard the Pampanga huddle. Coach Pedic Di Matulak.
Right, and
expecting Enzo Serrano to receive the basketball. Even Governor Dennis Delta Pineda said he wants Enzo to receive that ball.
And just to follow through earlier, because timeout ulit na nangyari, they have a choice to inbound full or half. At dahil nasa 14.9 seconds na, wala na, disregarded na yung bilang sa backcourt. Dangerous pass.
Concepcion receiving it near the logo. It's now with MJ Garcia. And they foul MJ.
Pero pang-apat pa lamang yun. Ngayon, foul right away na sila. At kanina, they were still willing to sacrifice a little time to force the turnover, the double. Ito, foul right away na sila. No choice with 10 seconds remaining.
MJ inbounds to Serrano, and Enzo will be the one taking the free throws here. Only 1 second got off that game clock. Don Wilson will come back in for the Ilonggo Superman. Serrano with a chance to ice this game para sa Pampanga.
Both teams with still a timeout remaining.
Serrano has yet to miss from the charity stripe in tonight's game. 4 out of 4. Pampanga telling their players to not foul.
Short.
Bahio gets it. He loses it. Recovers. Double teamed. He's in trouble. Bahio needs a teammate. Ayaay. Wilson, can he get it off in time? And that's it. Pampanga wins game 1.
Now there's a reason why we showed Willie the Thriller Miller. That's because we had just had a thrilling game. Even up to the last second, a potential game-tying 3 of the loose ball, which was recovered by Bahio. The double team, the quick pass. Excellent challenge by Brandon Ramirez to contest that John Wilson game-tying 3. It looked good from our angle. Good line, just fell short.
The Giant Lanterns, the higher seed here, winning against the number 3 seed in the north, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, in as what Coach Christian has mentioned, a thriller of a game here in game 1. Our best player of the game brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro, Coach. I don't think it was any question.
No question. Obviously, the numbers support that. Medyo napagod lamang siya nung huli. And yung mga desisyon niya sa dulo, no, na siguro dala na rin ang kanyang pagod. Pero yung simula niya, no, sa larong ito, it really set the tone para sa Pampanga. Gotta give credit, no. Alam naman nila, hindi yuyuko basta-basta yung kalaban nila, itong Nueva Ecija. Pero Pampanga, namayagi pagdating sa dulo.
15 points, 26 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals para kay Balti Baltazar. 76-73 is our final score, brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. What a ball game between these two squads. Our best player of the game at itong Daily Fantasy is at courtside with Ms. Mika Bisamis.
Maraming salamat, kasama ko nga ngayon ang Daily Fantasy Best Player of this game. Walang iba kung hindi ang reigning MVP, Justin Balti Baltazar. Congratulations, Balti. Siyempre, inaasahan naman ng lahat ng tao yung production mo ngayong gabi. Pero ang talagang tumatak sa amin ay yung season high mo na 26 rebounds.
Yun na, hindi ko naisip yun kasi hindi ko rin alam na naka 26 rebounds ako, pero dinaan ko lang talaga sa sipag, and then mabigat din kalaban ng Nueva Ecija. Talaga di lang kami bumibitaw hanggang sa dulo. Yun.
Napag-usapan mo yung Nueva Ecija, napakaganda ng challenge na binigay nila sa inyo ngayong gabi. Saan ka pinaka nahirapan sa larong ito na pwede mong paghandaan para sa second game?
Yun lang, wala na mabunot si coach so sabi ko, kaya ko pa, sige, laban ko lang. Agad hindi pa naubos yung oras, talagang gusto ko talaga manalo yun lang.
At yun naman ang nakita namin mula sa iyo ngayong gabi, Balti. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord na nakuha namin panalo na to, sa mga Kapampangan na pumunta pa rito para suportahan kami. Maraming salamat. Sa boss namin, kay Congressman Dong Gonzales family, kay Boss E.G. Gonzales, and then kay sa mga mayor na pumunta rito, maraming salamat. And then sa mga taga-Lakandula, Mabalacat, and then sa lahat ng mga Kapampangan na sumusuporta sa Pampanga Giant Lanterns, and sa Serrano family, Baltasar family, and then sa asawa ko, kay Risha Baltasar, and then sa anak ko, kay Zeus, yung sa pinsang ko na sa Korea, si Oliver DCR, and then yun lang.
Alright, maraming salamat. Our Daily Fantasy Best Player of this game, walang iba kundi si Balti Baltazar sa Daily Fantasy. Hawak mo ang laro. Javi and Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Congratulations to the reigning MVP, Justin Balti Baltazar, and the rest of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, and of course to the birthday boy, Senior Deputy Speaker Congressman Dong Gonzales, for winning Game 1 of this Best of 3 affair against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. What a game that was between these two squads, really hotly contested. Pampanga was off to a hot start courtesy of MJ Garcia. He made big plays, but the long game brilliance of Balti Baltazar really catapulting the Pampanga Giant Lanterns to the victory. Robbie Celis tried to do his fair share of offensive production after picking up 2 early fouls in the first quarter. Came back, it scored a number of points in the second period to end up with 21 at the end of the game. But in the end, Enzo Serrano making the big plays para sa Pampanga Giant Lanterns. It was really a collective team effort for the defending champs in getting Game 1 of this series against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards here at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. Game 2 will be at the Brenzigiao Convention Center. Let's go back to courtside with Ms. Mika Besames.
Maraming salamat. Kasama ko ngayon ang winning coach ngayong gabi. Walang iba kung hindi si Coach Gov 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗓𝗓 and of course si Encho Serrano. Magandang gabi sa inyong mga Ginoo. Gov, you drew first blood. Ano? Nakita naman natin kung gaano kaganda yung simula ng Nueva Ecija sa larong ito. Pero paano kayo nakabalik nung second half?
Nung halftime, nag-usap-usap kami na bigay lang ng tiwala sa mga kasama, stick to the game plan. At tinignan naman namin yung stat, hindi naman malayo eh. Although they did their best on the first half naman, pero kung titignan namin yung stat, medyo lamang pa kami sa iba. So talagang medyo malas kami. So stay focused, yun ang sinabi namin. Stay focused at magtiwala sa mga kasama natin.
Maraming salamat, Gov. Gov, nabanggit mo din sa akin kanina na this is a very difficult series to win, pero sabi mo nga na mas ini-expect mo na doble o triple ang performance nila sa second game dahil ayaw mo na mangyari or maulit yung nangyari sa series ng Abra.
Yes, so talagang sabi ko naman sa'yo, di ba, na magpo-focus sila sa amin. So kung titignan mo, dikit na naman, dikit na dikit. So expect pa namin na mas grabe pa yung papakita nila on the next game nito.
Maraming salamat, Coach Gov 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗓𝗓. Encho, isa sa mga nasabi sa akin ni Gov kanina, para sa larong ito ay dapat mag-step up yung backcourt. Lalo ka na, at yun naman talaga ang pinakita mo sa araw na to.
Siguro ginawa ko lang yung best ko and yun nga, yung the whole week na preparation namin, kinuha ko talaga yung rest ko para makabawi. And yun, nagtiwala lang ako and hiningi ko din yung tiwala sa mga teammates ko and mga coaches ko na magtiwala sila sa akin and gagawin ko yung best ko para sa team.
Dahil nga napaka-competitive ng larong ito ngayong gabi, natanong ko rin kay Balti kanina, saan ka ba nahirapan sa larong ito at saan ka maghahanda para sa second game?
Siyempre siguro yung pag-stop kay John Wilson kasi sobrang shooter talaga and yung mga guards and mga bigs kasi alam naman natin Nueva Ecija yun eh. So hindi madali kaya talagang nag-prepare kami sa game na to para maka-advance kami sa finals.
Maraming salamat, Encho Serrano. Balik sa inyo, Javi and Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika. You just heard Governor Dennis 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗓𝗓, the head coach of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, and of course, Encho Serrano, the top scorer for Pampanga in that Game 1 victory. Coach, Pampanga getting Game 1.
Well, what a game we just had. A thriller tulad gano'n nabanggit natin. And Pampanga, you know, because I thought Nueva Ecija, obviously, how the game was going, they really had a good chance of getting this one because kung nakuha nila ito, kahit na papasok sa Pampanga ang laro the next game, it will be more pressure on the home team down, you know, one game. Pero ngayon, ang pressure nasa Nueva Ecija na. Pero yung next natin, tingnan natin kung sino talaga may pressure dito. Number 1 team the whole season, San Juan. Kalaban itong Caloocan.
Maraming salamat sa pagdalo sa aming coverage for Game 1 of the series between Pampanga and Nueva Ecija. San Juan and Caloocan up next for my partner, Coach Christian Luanzon, and our courtside reporter, Ms. Mika Besames. This has been Javi Palanya. Abangan nyo ang susunod na laro dito sa 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗓𝗓 Center. This has been the playoffs of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.